the question is, what were you looking for in an architect when you started your project, or in your case, projects, and how did we fit into that?
Well, this is going to sound awful. To be fair, I had a series of bad experiences with architects. I guess I'm very specific about what I want. And I have an idea about what I think will sell and won't sell. And as you know, none of these were going to be, in inverted commas, my forever home. And so a lot of architects struggle with that. I mean, I think it must be also hard, the converse of that, which is no one knowing what they want and you're throwing ideas and nothing's working. But yeah, I often struggled with, I would say, what do you think of this? Or this is where I'm thinking. And I would just get a hard no, and no reason why, but that's just a hard no. Or no, the sink has to go here. Well, why does the sink have to go here? I would like it to go there. So what I liked about you is that you had a lot of different projects, from, so obviously residential, commercial, things that were either side-by-side townhouses or heritage homes or painful renovations. But yeah, I liked that you could hear and see my vision, and then at the same time, obviously, apply your own touch. Yeah, and I just like that it never felt like I was locking horns with you. There was always discussions, and if you can convince me, that's not going to work, or this is, not the right way to do it, I'm obviously open to that. I do need ideas, but yeah, I have struggled with, I guess, the boxes architects try to put you in. So
yeah, fair enough. You found us through the real estate agent, didn't you? And that's how you actually came across us, because you're up in Sydney and we're down in Melbourne.
Yes.
Obviously not, the familiarity wouldn't have been there otherwise.
Yeah, no, so I bought an old house on a block of dirt in Hyatt, and we were going to do 2 side-by-side townhouses, and I actually asked the agent who he would recommend it, and we discussed all those things. I said, I want someone who has some flair, who is different, because if I see another Hamptons house, I'm going to cry. And yeah, and he'd had worked with you, I assume, or seen the work you've done. So yeah, and it was great. We were very happy.
Need to go back. Thank him for that again.
Yes,
I do. And well, since you've started working with us, how have we helped you clarify your vision? Because you obviously came with a vision for this as well. I mean, you said that we've sort of worked closely with you, and that's been an important part of it. But is there something specific really that would help you in that vision and clarifying it?
I think it helped that you understood me, that we spoke the same language, because again, that's another difficult point. I can say A, B, C, and someone else hears X, Y, Z. I think I'm clear as can be, but perhaps that's not the case. No, I mean, I think one thing I liked when you had been recommended to me, I went and looked at your website. And I actually looked with my interior designer, and she took one look at it as well, and she went, oh my God, he is so you. So I think that helps as well, that yeah, we have, I guess, not similar taste, but yeah, I guess that's probably the I love what you do. I love it's a little bit different. It's a little bit edgy. It's not a lot of people are doing it. And so I like that. It was a point of difference, but they're not so different for the sake of being, so you see some of that. It's really popular in Sydney at the moment, brutalist. And I mean, but it's hard. There is not a soft piece of furniture or wall or anything. And I feel like that's the extreme. I love industrial, I love minimalist, but I don't do brutalist. So I just love that you had that balance of light, dark, soft, hard. Yeah, you did beautiful renders too.
Yeah, well, I think it's improved certainly since we started working with you. I think that's part of the process. But is there a specific moment or a concern, I suppose, that you had that we've managed to address, like a design challenge or something that you found in your projects?
The full renovation is a major design challenge. The challenges haven't been have been the council, but no, I mean, I was so impressed with what you came up with for our ugly renovation.
Yeah.
The clarification is, it was a great location, very sought after suburb, but geez, that house is ugly. And yeah, when I saw those renders, I was like, oh my God, I never could have envisaged. I knew the bones were good in that it was, a solid structure. But yeah, I couldn't have imagined that you could have done so much with it. Even the others, I mean, they're not big blocks. Again, my interior designer often says, she said, I don't know how he got so much into these houses. And, because all of them are at least 4 bedrooms, if not, plus a bonus room or whatever you call it, study space or something like that. So, yeah, no, we were impressed with how you managed to configure it, keep the flow different but practical as well.
Yeah, we've certainly had plenty of challenges from a council point of view, haven't we? And it's the managing that's been probably the biggest heartache, I think, from my point of view at least. And certainly, I know it's taken a long time for projects to get through council from your point of view.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Pretty depressing.
Well, I think it's all, I mean, like I said, I was also impressed with how quickly you got 3, what do you call them down there? I would call it a DA, you don't call them that.
Planning application.
Yeah, I mean, I think you had all 3 designs done and ready for council within, I want to say, like 4 months or something. So that's super impressive that, and then the council held us up for 2 years, but that's got nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, you had them done within, like, I think we started with you, I want to say middle, like a May or something like that. And I'm sure by about September, October, we had all of them ready to go.
Yeah, no, we got them done quick, which was good. And I suppose this might cover a few other things, but what stands out the most about the approach we're taking to your projects so far, and what I think it'll mean for the future?
I like that you problem solve. I think we've been talking about this recently, that some of our other consultants go out of their way to make things difficult, especially when we're not trying to do anything strange or push the envelope. But I really like, there's you and your planner, Jason, I think are amazing. Gosh, I don't know how he does his job. He just takes the knocks and keeps getting back up again. I would have given up long ago. But no, together, I think as a team, you're amazing. And yeah, just the problem solving, like you just get on with it. I mean, I think probably by about the 5th revision on one of them, again, which wasn't us, it was the council, I think you actually said to me, look, I'm actually just going to stop drawing and I'm just going to keep doing that. And then when we get through, we'll sit down and talk about it. And I actually really like that as well. Because I mean, from my perspective, they're not my homes. You knew that it was all going to be their developments for me. And I'm not in states. So yeah, I really appreciated once we got to know each other a little bit better, that, yeah, you were able just to take that load from me as well, because, yeah, I'm going to be honest, it's exhausting. And sometimes I was ready to throw it all in. So.
Yeah, ultimately for you, it was just about getting the result at the end of the day to get it through that permit process and get the best you could out of it. So it was about realizing that and hold off a little bit.
Yeah, well, and when I gave you the brief, you heard, you listened, and then you did. So, okay, if we had to move a room from, this orientation to that orientation, it wasn't a big deal. They weren't huge changes. Whereas, as I said, I've worked with other architects, and even though I've given them a very clear brief, what I get is not anything like the brief that I gave. So, I mean, it's time efficiency. I mean, and time efficiency is cost savings as well. If I don't have to keep going over the same point with you because you just didn't hear me, I think that's a huge thing for people as well.
Yeah, you're also very easy to deal with and easy to talk to and work out these ideas. So that's been helpful too. It's a two-way street. Yeah, fantastic. And there was one last question, which is how has working with Borland Architecture given you some confidence in the journey ahead? I know you've obviously not done a lot of work in Melbourne before, so it's a new journey for you as well, and that came with an element of risk, I suppose. But you've got a road ahead now that's pretty clear, I suppose, on some of these projects.
Yeah, I mean, for me and I guess even if I was in state, I mean, I guess most people don't really understand, and me especially, I understand the Sydney process because, I'm an agent up here and that's what I do. And I've been involved from my own homes that I build or renovate. But yeah, for me, it was just having the confidence to lead that whole, is legislative the wrong word? That whole process, apart from the design, up to you as well. I didn't have to worry about reports. I didn't have to worry about anything. You guys were on it and you were fast. I mean, I was really impressed how fast you were and how approachable. I mean, I've worked with some architects. I need to like make an appointment for 2 weeks just to, because I've tried emailing and then they don't understand what I'm saying. And then I send a picture and they still don't understand. And like 2 weeks later, we still haven't got anywhere. So the fact that I could ring you or send you an email and you would respond promptly was also really helpful.
It has been an absolute pleasure, Karlie. It really has. And hopefully we'll do some more work together again in the future.
Definitely we will.